This is a Sessions video tutorial, Underpainting.
Underpainting is an important step in any painting. I like to think of underpainting as drawing with paint. And underpainting can be done in paint or in fine charcoal. The goal is to map out the basic structure of the painting using many of the same techniques used in drawing. Measuring points, drawing contour lines, adding in light and shadow, this time using paint. I'm going to do an underpainting of this still life using burnt umber over a burnt sienna ground. When doing an underpainting, I only use odorless mineral spirits to thin out the paint, rather than my typical medium. This will keep the paint thin and will increase its drying speed. Now it's time to apply your drawing skills in paint. Start out by marking in any measuring points or guidelines for the outer edges of your composition. The purpose of this is to keep my objects in correct position and proportion in relation to each other. Next, I'll start to lightly mark in the outer and inner edges of the different objects in the composition, the contour lines. Mark them in lightly and work your way around the composition. Try to focus on the fundamental basic forms. Capturing the essence of those shapes is more important than obsessing over details. Follow the direction of the lines you see with your brush and keep moving around your canvas, checking your proportions against what you see. Once your basic proportions are in place, you're ready to separate the light part and dark part in your composition. First, I'll determine the shape of the cast shadow of each object. Remember that the shadow edge, the area where the light part and dark part meet on an object, follows the contour of the form of the object. Next, I'll evenly tone the area of the cast shadow. Don't worry about covering up your contour lines. You'll be able to pick out those lines again. It is important that you set up the light part dark part relationship now, as it will be easier to keep your colors relative later. There, my underpainting is pretty much done. I'm going to put it aside for about a half hour to an hour to give the paint a chance to dry. By completing the underpainting, I've done much of the hard work in the painting process, creating a foundation that maps out the proportion, perspective, and lighting for a work that I'll complete later.